परं सच्चिदानन्दरूपम्
नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपम्
लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानम्
लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले भ्राजमानम्
यशोदाभियोलूकलाधवमानम्
यशोदाभियोलूखलाधावमानम्
परामृष्टमाद्यन्ततो धृत्यगोप्या
परामृष्टमत्यन्ततो धृत्यगोप्या
हृदं तं मुहुर्नेत्रं युग्मं दृजन्तम्
रुदन्तं मुहुर्नेत्रयुग्मं मृजन्तम्
कराम्भोजयुग्मेन साताङ्कनेत्रम्
कराम्भोजयुग्मेन सातङ्कनेत्रम्
मुमुश्वासकम्पात्रिरेखान्तकान्त
मुहुःश्वासकम्पात्रिरेखाङ्ककण्ठ
कृतग्रैवदामोदरं भक्तिभक्तम्
स्थितग्रैवं दामोदरं भक्तिभक्तम्
इति दृष्ट्वलीलाभिरानन्दकुन्दे
इति दृक्स्वलीलाभिरानन्दकुन्दे
स्वघोषं निमज्जन्तम् आख्यापयन्तम्
स्वघोषं निमज्जन्तम् आख्यापयन्तम्
तदीयेषितग्नेषु भक्तैर्जितत्वम्
तदीयेषु भक्तैर्जितत्वम्
न प्रेम तत्संसतावृत्तिवन्दे
पुनः प्रेमतस्तं शतावृत्तिवन्दे
वरं देव मोक्षं न मोक्षावधिं वा
वरं देवं न मोक्षावधिं वा
न चान्यं वृणेऽहं वरे सदपीह
न चान्यं वृणेऽहं वरसादपीह
इदं देव गोपाल गोपालबालम्
इदं देव पूर्णाथ गोपालबालम्
तदा मे मनस्याविरक्तं किमन्ये
सदा मे मनस्याविरास्तिरस्मन्ये
इदं ते मुखाम्भोजमत्यन्तनीले
इदं ते मुखाम्भोजमत्यन्तनीले
वृतं कुण्डलैः स्निग्धरक्तैस्य गोप्या
वृतं कुन्तलैः स्निग्धरक्तैश्च गोप्या
मुमुश्चुम्बितं बिम्बरक्ताधरं मे
मुहुश्चुम्बितं बिम्बरक्ताधरं मे
मनस्याविरास्तं मलं लक्षलाभे
मनस्याविरास्तामलं लक्षलाभैः
नमो देवदामोदरानन्त विष्णु
नमो देवदामोदरानन्त विष्णो
प्रसीद प्रभो दुःखजालाब्धिमग्नम्
प्रसीद प्रभो दुःखजालाभिमग्नम्
कृपादृष्टिवृष्याति दीनं बतानु
कृपादृष्टिवृष्ट्यातिदीनं बतानु
गृहाणि क्षमामज्ञ एकदशि दृश्या
गृहाणि क्षमामज्ञम् एत्यक्षिदृश्य
कुबेरात्मजौ भद्रमुचैव यद्वत्
कुबेरात्मजौ बद्धमूर्त्यैव यद्वत्
स्ववैमौचितौ भक्ति भजौ कृतौ च
त्वयामुचितौ भक्ति भाजौ कृतौ च
तथा प्रेम भक्तिं स्वकां निप्रयच्छ
तथा प्रेम भक्तिं स्वकाम्य प्रयच्छ
न मोक्षं ग्रहो मेष्टि दामोदरेह
न मोक्षे ग्रहो मे दामोदरेह
नमस्ते सुदाम्ने स्फुरदीप्तिदाम्ने
नमस्ते स्तुदाम्ने स्फुरदीप्तिदाम्ने
त्वदीयोदरायत्य विश्वस्य दाम्ने
त्वदीयोदराय विश्वस्य धाम्ने
नमो राधिकायै त्वदीय प्रियायै
नमो राधिकायै त्वदीय प्रियायै
नमो नन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यम्
नमो नन्दलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यम्
नमो राधिकायै त्वदीय प्रियायै
नमो राधिकायै त्वदीय प्रियायै
नमो नन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यम्
नमो नन्दलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यम्
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे
हरे
हरे राम
हरे राम 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 हरे हरे श्री राधा राम दामोदर भगवान की जय हरे कृष्ण थैंक यू
Okay.
Okay, so go ahead, Mataji.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Shri Radha Damodara ki Jai.
Jai.
Okay. This is alright. Okay. Shri Radhika is known as Kartika Devi, and she is the presiding goddess of the month of Kartik. If we can please her with our sincere devotion during this auspicious month, then Krishna will be very pleased. As Srimati Radharani is Karunamai, she has charged this month with special potency, but only for those who turn themselves into real receivers. This clearly shows turning ourselves is required. During the month of Damodar or Kartik Mas, rewards for service to Krishna are greater than at any other time of the year. In the Padma Puran, it is mentioned, of all plants, the sacred Tulsi is most dear to me. Of all months, Kartik is most dear. Of all places of pilgrimage, my beloved Dwarka is the most dear, and of all days, Ekadeshi is most dear. In the Padma Puran, it is said, to anyone who even slightly worships Lord Vishnu during his time, the month of Kartik gives residence in Lord Vishnu's transcendental abode. As everyone knows that Lord Damodar loves his devotees, Lord Damodar's month, the month of Kartik, also loves the devotees. The month of Kartika thinks even the slightest devotional service is very big and important. The following are the reasons why Kartik month is so sacred. If one offers a lamp during the month of Kartik, his sins of many thousands and millions of births perish in half an eye blink. Even if there is no mantras, no pious deeds, and no purity, everything becomes perfect when a person offers a lamp during the month of Kartik. A person who during the month of Kartik offers a lamb to Lord Keshava has already performed all yagnas, sacrifice for the pleasure of the Lord, and bathing in all the holy rivers. The ancestors say when someone in our family pleases Lord Keshava by offering him a lamb during the month of Kartik, then by the mercy of the Lord, who holds the Sudarshan Chakra in his hand, we will all attain liberation. To one who either at home or in temple offer a lamb during the month of Kartik, Lord Vishnu gives a great result. By offering a ghee lamb during the month of Kartik, one burns away a collection of sins as big as Mount Meru or Mount Mandara. Of this there is no doubt. How to observe this glorious month of Kartik? Okay. Firstly, bathing early in the morning. Pratha Snanam. Brahma Muhurat in the holy month of Kartik becomes more auspicious. As we know the story of Satyabhama, this pastime took place during the end of Satya Yuga. Once Satyabhama said, "My Lord, I am blessed. My life is successful by attaining you as my husband. My Lord, please tell me in my previous life what kind of pious activities did I perform that I could be so fortunate to become your wife on this earth planet. Please tell me who I was in my previous life and what I was like." All right. This pastime took place during the end of Satyug. There was a Brahmana living in Haridwar named Deva Sarma. He appeared in the dynasty of Atri and was very expert in the knowledge of the Vedas. He was nicely situated, but he had no son. He had only one daughter whose name was Gunavati. Deva Sarma arranged for Gunavati to marry one of his disciples named Chandra. Chandra was very obedient and had full control of his senses. He was respectful and served Deva Sarma like his father. One day, Deva Sarma and Chandra went to the forest to collect auspicious ingredients like kusa grass for yagna. While in the forest, they came across a fearsome demon who killed both of them. Due to their pious credits in devotion service, both went back to Vaikuntha. When Gunavati heard about the death of her father and husband, she began to cry pitifully in separation from them. She sold various items from her house and performed a Shraddha ceremony according to her capacity. She then continued to live in the city, although socially she was dead. She observed two vratas throughout her life, Ekadashi Vrata and Kartika Vrata. Every year, without fail, she observed Kartika Vrata. One year, she was extremely sick, and due to her illness, she became very weak. She was also suffering from fever. Somehow, due to her determination, she still managed to reach the Ganga to take bath. As soon as she entered the water, her body went into shock from the cold and she fell to the ground trembling. In that helpless condition, she suddenly saw a chariot descending from the sky. She then left her material body, boarded the chariot in her spiritual body, and went to Vaikuntha Lok, where she stayed near Lord Vishnu due to the pious results of her performing Kartik Vart. By the prayers of the demigods, including Brahma, the Lord later appeared on the earth planet in his form of Sri Krishna. When the Lord comes to perform his pastimes, all his associates also come with him. All the members of the Yadu Vamsa were associates of the Lord. Gunavati appeared as Satyabhama. Her father in a previous life, Deva Sarma, appeared as Satrajit, the father of Satyabhama. And her husband in her previous life, Chandra, appeared as Akrur. Due to the result of her performance of Kartik Vrat, Gunavati became very dear to the Lord and appeared as Satyabhama to give pleasure to the Lord. In the previous life, she had planted the Tulsi garden in front of her house, and as a result, she now had a Kalpa Vriksha tree in front of her house. Okay, I shall continue back. Next is, all right, going back to the glorious month of Kartik, the next spiritual activity is Tulsi Sevanam. Tulsi is very dear to the Lord, so one should nicely serve Tulsi Maharani and worship her. If possible, one should sit in front of Tulsi Maharani and chant the Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Next is Udyapanam, properly concluding the vow. Devotees sometimes take vows during the month of Kartik. Some devotees decide to eat just one time in a day. Some take only fruits. Some give up certain items which they like a lot, such as sweets during this month. Next is Deep Danam, offering a lamp. Okay. All right. Offering a lamb. Ghee lamb should be offered to the deity picture or Lord Damodar. While offering the lamb, one should recite the Dāmodarāṣṭakam prayers and at the same time reverentially contemplating on its meaning. This beautiful prayer written by Satyavarta Muni describes how Lord Damodar should be worshipped. When one recites these prayers, then one attracts the Supreme Lord. There is also another land called Akashdeep. Okay. Akashdeep, just for your information, which I have read it from the book called Damodar, written by Purushottam Swami Maharaj. You know, it is in the Padma Purana. It is said, a person who places a great lamp high in the sky during the month of Kartik takes all his relatives with him to Vishnulok. Akashdeepa or sky lamp is a lamp in a clay pot which is suspended in the air by hoisting it along a length of bamboo. Right? And also, one should also increase both the quality and quantity of our chanting. Daily reading the Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and other sacred books describing the pastimes of Radha and Krishna, and also reciting the Radha Kripa Katakshak. Do some additional acts of worship, recite prayers and hymns recommended once are Radha and Krishna Kripa Katakshak. You should definitely define your own schedule for the practices, but practice daily. Don't switch on and off, be constant. Therefore, commit to what you can regularly do. It's not about quantity, but about quality, commitment, and consistency. Other two suggestions are to refrain from is idle and harmful talks and activities and overly rich food. Avoid urada. From the Sri Hari Bhakti Vilas chapter 16, text 178, it is mentioned in the company of the Vaishnava, one should regularly serve the words glorifying the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Day and night, a lamp of ghee or sesame oil should be used to worship the Lord. In the Kartik month, Yashoda tied Krishna with rope of love. We too, in this month of Kartik, can bind Krishna with our love if we follow the above guidelines given by Sanatana Goswami. Krishna is extremely merciful. If we show a little intent that we love him, we want to live with him, then he will come running towards us with open arms to embrace us. Lastly, just like to read something like what Prabhupada has mentioned, the ideal places to observe the Kartik Vart. The ideal place is Vrindavan or even Mathura. Srila Prabhupada has mentioned even an unserious person who executes the Kartik Vart in Raja Mandala, another name of Vrindavan, is very easily awarded Lord Krishna's personal service. Why is Vrindavan the best place, you might ask? The reason is that Vrindavan is the eternal pastime place of Krishna in this world. But the divine arrangement, all the agents who can give blessings, like all the holy places, holy rivers and lakes, take shelter in Vrindavan during the month of Kartik. Vrindavan is, so as to say, filled to the brim with additional amazing Shakti, energy, to deliver us from the karmic reactions and grant attraction to Krishna. The good news for those who can't make it physically to come to Vrindavan is that the same or similar benefit can be received by mentally residing there at that time. So wherever you are becomes the best place if you make sure your heart is in Vrindavan. During this time, okay, that's all. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. So sorry if I have ended very.
Oh, that was
abruptly.
beautiful.
Well done.
Mataji, the story about Satyabhama,
Yes.
where do you get that? Which is it from the Padma Purana?
I got it from this book here, Mataji. But I read the story also from the Google. It is
Okay.
it's a story that took place in Satyug. It's what Maharaj has written, in his book.
Okay. 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 Oh, interesting. Very interesting. I'd never heard that before. So, yeah. Oh, thank you so much for that.
Most welcome. Thanks to Radha and Krishna. Mercy.
Wonderful.
What is the name of the book, Benji?
Damodara, written by Pushpam Swami Maharaj. It's a very interesting book.
Okay.
There's a lot of story. It is many more stories inside which I can't really recite. So taking up some of your time then. Will be next
Okay.
time.
Yeah, maybe next time. Yes.
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay. So, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Guru Bhyo Namaha. The most beautiful stories. I adore this story a lot because I play with children all the time. I love this story a lot from childhood. I just thank you, Mataji, for giving me a chance to say things.
No, 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 no. Don't thank me, please. Thank
Thank
you.
Krishna
For
for giving me the chance to say this to all of you. It's lovely. And thank you, everybody. Damodar Leela, the most enchanting, memorable, sweet, and cute pastime of Lord Krishna in Gokula. Always adorable by small children, adults, grandparents, everybody. It's an adorable story for everybody. Mother Yashoda is the greatest of all the Vatsalya devotees. Mother's love. Every mother is the greatest, I feel. I had a lovely mom. So I just feel every mother is the greatest. Lord Krishna showed lot of mercy on Mother Yashoda because mothers are always lovable. And then Brahma, Shiva, and even the goddess of fortune. And this is the lovely pastime. In this pastime, Krishna, the supreme personality of Godhead, behaves like a normal child. Mother Yashoda also believes that Krishna was her ordinary son. Lord Krishna was bound by her affection. This exhibits Bhaktavasyata of Lord Krishna. On Diwali day, Mother Yashoda decided to make the tastiest butter ever because she was tired of listening to the stories the gopis are telling her every day. Krishna is stealing our butter, buttermilk, everything, and spoiling my house, pinching our babies. And they were all complaining. And she thought she was determined, she was stubborn to make the best butter in the whole of Gokula. And but actually, the gopis were not complaining. They were remembering the sweet times they were having with Krishna. They enjoyed everything what Krishna did. The beauty of Gokula is that every person always remembered and enjoyed every activity Krishna did. And Krishna, they were in Krishna's world, and Krishna took care of them all the time. And so she decided to make the best butter, and she was ready. She Krishna, so these gopis were enjoying the Krishna Katha always, and they were telling, and they thought like it is better for them to share this with Yashoda Mai, because Yashoda Mai doesn't know that he steals and makes all sorts of mischief in everybody's house. So they wanted to share the information, Krishna Katha, and fun-filled experiences with Mother Yashoda. So on Diwali day, she decided to make her best butter ever. And early morning, before Krishna got up, she wore a beautiful mango color sari, and she was all nicely put all her ornaments, and she was all ready and started churning the butter. And she had beautiful flowers in her head, and she was churning before Krishna comes. She wanted to complete the task. While churning, she remembered the childish activities of Krishna, started singing, and she was moving in a rhythmic way. Her earrings were moving, her bangles were making lovely sound, and the sound it was like a musical concert. There was kartal sound made by the bangles, and beautifully her eyebrows and her earrings were just dancing according to her movement. She was physically moving, and her earrings and her eyebrows were dancing very expressively. Her whole emotion is coming, her love and affection for Krishna is coming really. She was expressing her love and affection for Krishna, and it could be seen her in her movements, and she was physically doing the churning. It's quite a hectic activity as such. And so everything was so beautiful, and she was all engrossed in her churning and remembering Krishna's pastimes. And when your mother Yasoda was remembering Krishna's pastimes, even Krishna, he wanted to reciprocate for Mother Yashoda's love. He got up, he did not find Mother Yashoda anywhere. If mom is not seen, always the child cries. So he starts crying. And then he comes out and finds Mother Yashoda churning butter. And what he does is he holds the churning rod so that she can't do any more churning. And she has to listen to him now. It is the child's time. And he demands her love and affection. He wants Yashoda Mai for himself. Mother Yashoda took him on his lap. Actually, Mother Yashoda's lap is Krishna's property. So he just jumped on her lap, and she started feeding him with great love. Both of them were busy responding to each other's love. There was a transcendental competition between Krishna's hunger and Yashoda Mai's love. And reciprocation of Krishna for Yashodamai's love and Mother Yashoda's pure affection. And Krishna has to accept the defeat because mom is mom after all. Suddenly, she remembered she put Padmakanda milk for boiling on the stove, and she could smell and feel that the milk was boiling and it may overflow. So she just kept Krishna aside and went to safeguard the milk from overflowing for Krishna's future use. And like when Mother Yashoda was churning and the flowers in her hair were falling on her feet because they want to tell how they are very respectful, feeling very great listening to the songs she was singing, and out of respect they fell at her feet. And that was the greatest, because she's greatest devotee of Lord Krishna. This was not appreciated by Krishna. He became very angry. He started biting his red lips with white teeth, and he took a nice stone and broke the pot and made a big mess. And he knew that he made some mistake. He wanted to go away from that room. So he just walked slowly, and all the prints like Krishna Pada, the prints to the other room. And Krishnashtami Day in South India, they put that prints, Krishna prints welcoming Krishna in their houses. Almost all of them do that. And so he tasted butter first, and then he went to the other room and started tasting butter. And then not only that, he started feeding the monkeys, and he was looking here and there. He knows he has done something wrong, and Mother Yashoda will come and catch him anytime. And then Mother Yashoda, after taking down the hot milk from the stove, returned to the churning spot. And when she saw that the container of yogurt was broken and that Krishna was not present, she concluded that the breaking of pot was the work of Krishna. Krishna at that time was sitting on wooden mortar and was distributing the butter to the monkeys. He was also looking around with anxiety, suspecting that he might be chastised by his mother. Mother Yashoda, upon seeing him, very cautiously approached him from behind. When Krishna saw his mother stick in hand, he quickly jumped and ran towards the main gate and outside. Great yogis failed to catch Krishna, but Mother Yashoda, with pure love and determination, began following Krishna to catch him. During the chase, some of her flowers from her head, they were falling down to reduce the weight of Mother Yashoda. She's the mothers are always quite plumpy and they are quite seated. So she was a bit bumpy and she was really struggling to with heavy body. She was running and trying to catch Krishna. So all flowers started falling to reduce Mother Yashoda's weight. Some were not cooperating with Yashoda Mai because she is going to catch hold of Krishna and punish him. Some were falling at her feet out of respect. So the flowers also had different moods to show their expression. They behaved in a different ways. When Krishna saw his mother with stick in hand, he quickly jumped and down and towards the main gate outside. He ran outside. Great yogis failed to catch Krishna, but Mother Yashoda, with pure love and determination, began following Krishna to catch him. And this one, I really love the second, this thing of seeing the whipping stick in his mother's hand. He was crying, rubbing his eyes again and again with two lotus hands. His eyes were filled with fear, and the necklace of pearls around his neck, which is marked with 3 lines of conchal, is shaking because of his quick breathing due to crying. To this Supreme Lord, Sri Damodara, whose belly is bound not with ropes, but his mother's pure love, we all offer our obeisances to him. And the Supreme, when caught by Mother Yashoda, Krishna was afraid and he had to admit to being an offender. Mother Yashoda threw the stick and decided to bind him so that he won't commit any further naughty activities. The Supreme Personality of God, Mother Yashoda, considering the Supreme Personality of Godhead as her own ordinary child, could bind him to the wooden mortar with a rope. While binding, the rope was shot by 2 fingers. 2 fingers short indicate human endeavor towards Lord mercy, human endeavor, and the other one is Lord mercy to reciprocation of Lord showing his mercy. The gopis were smiling, enjoying the whole episode, and it was so enchanting for everybody to see. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, the son of Yashoda, is accessible to devotees engaged in spontaneous loving service, but he is not as easily accessible to mental speculators, for those who striving for self-realization by severe austerities and penances. Lord Krishna wants only pure love and dedication and serving him, nothing more than that. After binding Krishna to the mortar, Mother Yashoda became busy in her household affairs. The Supreme Lord Krishna observed the twin trees known as Yamala Arjuna trees, which in the former millennium had been the demigod sons of Kuvera. In their former birth, these 2 sons, known as Nalakvara and Manigreva, were extremely opulent and fortunate, but because of pride and false prestige, they did not respect Narada Muni. Narada Muni cursed them to become trees. Lord Krishna, who was bound by Mother Yashoda, wanted to liberate these 2 sons of Kuvera and also show his mercy to Narada Muni, another pure devotee. He pulled the wooden mortar, it fell horizontal and went in between the trees, and the trees were uprooted. Trees were uprooted, but nothing happened to the rope or the mortar. Why? What is the reason for this? This mortar and the rope followed Krishna. They followed Krishna, they've attached to Krishna, hence they remain as they are. Lord Krishna empowered the motor and the rope with great strength to uproot the huge big trees. If we serve Krishna with pure love and dedication, he will empower us and help us to achieve great tasks and reach him in due course. May Bal Gopal in Vrindavan may ever manifest in all our hearts. And Hare Krishna, Bal Krishna Lal ki jai. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Very nice.
Excellent, Mataji.
Excellent, Mataji.
Very
Very
nice.
nice. I love the expressions.
I know. Beautiful.
Beautiful expression. Mataji, you remind me of Yashoda Maya.
Uh-huh.
Your looks, you remind me of Yashoda Maya as well. Very, very charming.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks.
Nice. Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna.
$10.8. Aham sarvasya prabhavo
Aham sarvasya
mata sarvam pravartate
mata sarvasya
iti matva bhajante mam
iti
buddha buddha bhava samanvitaha. Translation. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their. 10.9. Machchitta matgata prana
Machchitta matgata prana
bodhayanta parasparam
bodhayanta parasparam
katayantascha mam nityam
katayantascha mam nityam
tushyanti cha ramanti cha.
tushyanti cha ramanti cha.
The thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me. Their lives are fully devoted to my service, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another and conversing about me. 10.10. Tesham satata yuktanam
Tesham satatayuktanam
bhajatam priti purvakam
bhajatam priti purvakam
dadami buddhi yogam tam
dadami buddhi
Yogam tam
kena mam upayanti te.
yena
yena
mam
mam
upayanti te.
upayanti.
To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. 10.11. Tesham evanukampartham
Tesham eva nukamartham
aham ajnanajam tamah
aham
aham
ajnanajam
jnanajam
tamah
tamah
nashayami atma bhavastho
nasayami atma
bhavasto
bhavasto
jnanadipena bhashvata.
jnanadipena
Jnanadipena bhasvata.
To show them special mercy, I, dwelling in their hearts, destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance. Caturśloki in Gita is the summary of Bhagavad Gita in 4 verses. Um, I heard Poshak Prabhuji tell me that the entire Bhagavad Gita is these four verses are so powerful that it's the entire Bhagavad Gita itself. So the first verse, Krishna explains all his opulences, and knowing them, how he impels devotees to serve him, how he attracts them. In second verse, Krishna explains how they serve him. In the third and fourth verse, uh, these two verses explain how Krishna reciprocates with his devotees. 10.8, Lord Krishna tells us in this shloka that he is the origin of all creation. Everything proceeds from him. The wise who know this perfectly worship him with great faith and devotion. A learned scholar who studied the Vedas perfectly and has information of this from the right authorities like Lord Chaitanya can apply these teachings in day-to-day activities and can understand this fact clearly. All Vedic literatures and commentaries by different acharyas have also mentioned Krishna is the source of Brahma, Shiva, and all the demigods. In Atharva Veda, it is said Krishna is the beginning. Krishna in the beginning instructed the Vedas to Brahma. In the Narayana Upanishads, it is said, from Narayana Brahma is born, and from Narayana the other demigods are also born. So further explaining this, it is mentioned that from Narayana, Indra is born. From Narayana, the 8 Vasus are born. The 11 Rudras are born, and the 12 Adityas are also born. In the Moksha Dharma section of the Mahabharata, Krishna also says, the demigods, Shiva and others are created by me, though they do not know that they are created by me because they are deluded by my very energy. From all this, it pours and therefore it proves, and therefore one must believe that Krishna is the supreme controller. Only a fool would consider Krishna to be an ordinary man. A Krishna conscious person should never be influenced by such fools. In 10.9, Lord Sri Krishna says, with their minds fixed on me and their lives surrendered unto me, my devotees remain ever contented in me. They derive great satisfaction and bliss by doing this. The symptoms of the pure devotees are described in this verse specifically. Pure devotees' characters and characteristics are mentioned here. Pure devotees engage themselves fully in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. Their mind cannot be diverted from the lotus feet of Krishna. Their talks are of no other, but the only subject is about Lord Sri Krishna. In the preliminary stage of devotional service, they relish the transcendental pleasure from the service itself. And in the mature stage, they actually situate fully in the love for Sri Krishna. Once situated in that transcendental position, they can relish the highest perfection which is exhibited by the Lord in his abode. Lord Chaitanya mentions that transcendental devotional service is like sowing a seed in the heart of the living entity. We all are very, very lucky because there are innumerable living entities traveling throughout the different planets of the universe. And out of them, there are only few fortunate enough to meet a pure devotee and get a chance to understand devotional service. 10.10, divine knowledge of the God is not attained by the fight of our intellect. No matter how intelligent we are still considered to be foolish if we do not understand the concept of Krishna consciousness. We have to admit that our intellect otherwise is made from the material energy. Earlier we saw that how serious devotees of Sri Krishna find joy only in conversing and immersing themselves in the Lord's talks. Those who display these qualities are described here as Satata Yuktanam by Bhagwan Sri Krishna. The reward for such kind of devotion is that Krishna provides Buddhi Yogam, a superior form of intellect and understanding that helps them reach Krishna. The highest type of blessing that can be given to a devotee is not material, it is this intellectual sense. 10.11. In this purport, it says that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to promote the chanting of Hare Krishna mantra to thousands of people who were following him and around. Prakash Ananda Saraswati, a very influential learned scholar, said, "He is being sentimentalist." Mayavadi philosophy criticized devotees, saying they are in the darkness of ignorance, philosophically naive. Actually, that is not the face and not the fact. If devotee does not follow literature, or if he is sincere in his devotional service, he is helped by Krishna himself within his heart. So sincere devotee cannot be without knowledge. Those who are engaged in pure devotional service, even if they do not have education, money, or knowledge of the Vedic literature, are still helped by Supreme God himself. A man, if he is not devoted or not a lover of Krishna, he will never understand Shri Krishna. Pure devotee has Krishna within his heart, and with the presence of Krishna, who is just like the sun, all the darkness of ignorance disappears. This is the special mercy rendered to pure devotees. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
Very well put, Prabhuji. Very nice. Does anybody have any questions for the speakers? Or any questions in general?
I think everyone did so well,
Yes.
and they deserve a very nice clap. Everyone,
Yes.
well done.
Brilliant job.
Thank you so much.
Excellent. So yeah, it was beautiful, and I really liked the the Dāmodarāṣṭakam was sung very nicely. While I'm at it, everyone, a lot of us make one mistake, one specific mistake all the time in the Dāmodarāṣṭakam, and that is in the second verse when we go. Third verse. I'll just share my screen. And the reason this particular mistake is important is because the meaning is a little very silly. Okay, so it is iti drik swalilabhir ananda kunde. Na? A lot of us tend to go iti drik swalila, because of the and the instead of drikswa, it's easier to say drikshwa. And so we end up saying iti drikshwali. Now the word shwa actually means dog. so we are talking about Swa Leela, his own Leela, not about a dog's Leela, okay? So and this swa gets repeated throughout. So we have iti drik swalilabhir ananda kunde swaghosham nimajjan. So again, shwagosham na 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 na. We are not talking about the sound the dog is making. Okay, it's swaghosham. Okay, so not sure. Okay, Swaghosham nimajjantam akyapayantam tadiyeshitagneshu bhaktirjitatvam punah prematastam shatavriti vande. Okay. Yeah, so just remember the swa, okay?
Mataji, on the verse 4,
Yes.
you know, when you said the last one, can you just correct us if the Y should join to the Is it?
Yes, yes.
So
So it goes Varam Deva Moksham Na Mokshavadhim Va Na Chanyam. Actually, here it says Na Chanyam. It's supposed to be Na Chanyam, Na Cha Anyam. So okay. So Na Chanyam Vrineham Vareshadapiha. And again, you know, where it's short try not to go ha. It's not ha, it's ha. Huh? Idam teva purnatha gopala balam sada me manasya virastham kimanyaihi. So, sada me manas ya virastham kimanyaihi. Yeah.
The verse 5, sorry. Sorry for being a bit greedy.
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Sorry for being a bit greedy.
Go for it.
For the verse 5, again is the Manashya Virashtam Alam
Yes.
Lakshalape. Is it that way?
Okay. So, idam te mukham bhojam. Again, it's not bhojam, huh? It's bha. Okay. Ambhoja. Ambhoja is lotus. Okay. So, mukha ambhoja, lotus face. I'll just turn the light on. Idam te mukham bhojam atyanta neelair vritam kuntalai. And this is not kundalai, yeah? It is kuntalai. Kundala is what you wear in your ears. Kuntala is curly hair. Okay, curly hair. So his beautiful lotus face is surrounded, vritam, by atyanta neelai, extremely dark blue, kuntalai, curly hair. Okay. Vritam kuntalai snigdha gopya. And it is kuntalaihi, so it is not only dark blue, it's got reddish streaks in it. Raktaihi, and it is snigdha. It is so soft and shiny. So his hair, Lord Shri Krishna's hair is like some, model's hair, all these models want beautiful curly, bouncy hair, dark hair with red highlights. Oh, he's got all of it. Yeah. And muhush chumbitam. So here the sh, okay, it goes together. Muhush chumbitam bimba raktadharam me. Manasya virastham. So it's not sha. Manasi. So manasi. Manasya virastham. Virastham. So it is all, there is no shas out here or ters out here. Huh? Manasya, manas. Ya virastam alam lakshalabhaihi. Alam means enough. So Satyavrata Muni is saying, Manasi, in my mind, avirastham. If this picture of, the Lord with his beautiful curly hair, his lovely lotus face, his red lips, being kissed by Mother Yashoda all the time, if that picture can stay in my heart, Alam, enough. Laksha labhai. Laksha means lakhs, hundreds of thousands. Labha. Labha means benefit. That is equal to the benefit, or you name whatever benefit. It is equal to that and more. He says, Alam, that's more than enough. Enough. Bas bahut ho gaya. And after all this, he's overcome by so much love and the feeling of deenata, humility. Earlier he has seen, maybe we just go through the first few verses as well. So here what is he saying? He says, Namam Ishwaram Satchidananda Rupam. So he's the first line, he talks about the Lord's glory. He's the Lord. He's the Supreme. He's Satchidananda Rupam. And the very next line, what does he say? Lasat Kundalam Gokule Bhrajamanam. His kundalam is rubbing on his cheek, shaking. Okay, Lasat Kundalam. It's moving when he is running around in Gokula. Gokule Bhrajamanam. So from that supreme Lord position, suddenly you now see this little boy who's running around wearing this beautiful kundalam. And why the kundalam? Because he is so beautiful. The kundalam is not beautiful. But this is Satyavrata Muni's way of saying that the Lord is so beautiful that you put anything on him, it looks beautiful. We go to the temple, and if we actually look at the Lord's individual jewelry, what, $2, $1, plastic beads. If you and I wore it, we'd probably look like clowns, I know I would. But the Lord wears it and it looks like $1 million. I mean, each of those looks like it's pure pearls. No? He has that ability. So Lasat Kundalam, he is so beautiful that you make him wear any kachara, that kachara will look like $1 million. He is so beautiful. Lasat Kundalam, Gokule Bhrajamanam. And who is he, Supreme Lord? Yashoda Bhiya Ulu Khalad Dhavamanam. Yashoda Bhiyolu Khalad Dhavamanam. It's not Dhavamanam, Dhavamanam. He's running. Dhavati. Kimartham Dhavati. Why is he running? Bhayo. Because of his Bhaya. Kutaha Dhavati. Ulukhala Dhavati. He's jumped off the Ulukhala and he's running away. Paramrishtam Atyantato Dhrutya Gopya. Para Amrishtam. From behind, she has caught him. How? Atyanta Dhrutya. By running very fast, he has been caught by the gopi. Okay. So what is he doing? Rudantam Muhurnetra. Muhu. Muhu means again and again. Rudantam Muhur Netra Yugmam. Yugmam means two. Netra Yugmam. Both eyes. Mrijantam. He's rubbing them. Karambhoja Yugmena. How is he rubbing them? With both his lotus hands. Kara Ambhoja. Again, we have the word Ambhoja. Lotus hands. Yugmena, two. So Yugmam, Yugmena. By his two lotus hands, he's rubbing his two lotus eyes. And what are those eyes? They are Satanka Netram. Sa Atanka. In India, we say Atankvadi, na? Who is an Atankvadi? Terrorist. Okay, a terrorist is an Atankvadi. Now here his eyes are with Atanka, with terror. So he's got eyes that are terrified. Satanka Netram. So it's not Shatanka or Shatanka or Satanka. It is Sa tanka. Sa atanka. Yugmena satanka netram. Then muhu again and again. Muhu shwasa. Shwasa means breath. Muhu shwasa kampa trirekhanka kantha. Trirekha. Trini. Three rekha. Rekha means lines. And where are these lines? On his kantha. So this neck of his with 3 lines is kampa, is shaking, trembling. Why? Because muhushvasa is going, he's sobbing. You know how children cry? That. So the neck is also trembling. Sthita graivam. He is now standing. Sthita. Dāmodaram. How is he standing? Bhakti Baddham. He's been bound, poor thing, but not with a rope, with bhakti. Iti drik swalilabhir ananda kunde. In kunda means pool. Ananda, bliss. So in pools of bliss, this side, by the side, he is swaghosham, his people, nimajjantam. He is drowning them. He's pushing them into such pools of ananda by showing them this sight. Iti, idrik. Iti means like this. Idrik, sight. By sights like this, he's drowning them in pools of ecstasy. Tadiyeshitagneshu bhakterjitatvam. And that is how he's winning over all his devotees. Punah prematastam shatavriti vande aham vande. Satyavrata Muni is saying, I am bowing down punaha again to him, because already he has done namami right in the beginning. So now he's saying, again I am bowing down. How am I bowing down? Premataha, with love. Okay. Then he says, Varam deva moksham na mokshavadhimva. Hey Deva. Remember Deva. It is not Devaha. Deva. Hey Deva. This is in Sambodhana. So he's calling out to him. Hey Varam Deva. Hey Deva. You can give Varam. What Varam can you give? Moksham. You can give me liberation. You can also give more than moksham. Moksha avadhi. You can give more than moksha. But I don't want anything. Na moksham, na va moksha avadhim. And then he says, na cha anyam. And anything else that you want to give me. No, I don't want anything. Varam deva moksham na mokshavadhim va na chanyam vrineham vareshadapiha. Vareshad, vara ishad. You are capable of giving anything. Vara, you are that kind of isha. Vareshad. Api iha. Also, api means also. Also you can give anything. Iha, here, in this world. But idam deva purnatha gopala balam. Sada, always, me, mama, manasi, avirastham, kim anyai. But this Gopala Balam, this little baby Gopal, if he is going to be sitting in my heart always, kim anyai, or kya chahiye? Kim what? Na? Anyaihi, with others. What is the use of anything else to me? Then he talks about idam te mukhambojam atyanta nilair vritam kuntalai snigdha raktaischa gopya Muhushchumbitam bimbaraktaadharam me manasya virastam alam lakshalabhaihi. So his beautiful face surrounded by beautiful hair and those red lips and Mother Yashoda kissing that face over and over again. If that is sitting in my heart, what more do I need? Then he falls into that. So he's now seen this beautiful form of Lord Krishna as a baby is swimming in front of his eyes. And he feels so humbled by it. So now he's calling out to him. He says, Namo. Namo. Now the whole, wherever he's calling out, it's all Sambodhana. He's calling. Namo Deva, He Deva, He Dāmodara, He Ananta, He Vishnu, He Prabho. He's calling out. Namo Deva Dāmodarāṣṭakam Ananta Vishnu. So here we have Dāmodara and Ananta going together. So Namo Deva Dāmodarāṣṭakam Ananta Vishnu. Prasida Prabho Dukkha Jala Bimagnam. Oh Prabho, Prasida, please be kind to me. Who am I? Magnam. I am absolutely having a lot of fun. Where am I having a lot of fun? Dukkha Jalabdhi. There is this ocean which is made. So here there are two things, a Jala and an Abdhi. Jala means web. Abdi means ocean. So I'm caught up in this Dukkha Jala and I'm in this Samsara ocean. And I'm thinking that I am the happiest person on earth. Huh? Please, Bhagavan, Kripa Drishti Vrishtyati Deenam Batanu. Kripa Drishti, give me your Kripa, your merciful, turn your merciful eyes towards me. Kripa Drishti Vrishti. Vrishti means shower, rain. Vrishtya, please shower your mercy by looking at me. This is why we go to the temple, na? We go to the temple to take darshan. But more importantly, we should go to the temple and pray to him. Bhagwan, please look at me. I am here. Radha Govind Maharaj tells the story of a saint in Vrindavan who used to go every single day to Banke Bihari Ji temple, except the saint was blind. So someone asked him, they said, why do you go to the temple every day? You're blind. So he says, I am blind, but the Lord is not blind. So I go so that he can see me. You know, so Kripa Drishti, just going and standing in front of the Lord, gives us his Kripa Drishti. That Vrishti, Vrishti means rain. Adya Vrishti nasti. But Kripa Vrishti. And who am I? I am Deenam. I'm such a poor fellow. Batanu. Grihane Shamam Agnyam Edhyakshidrishya. I, Grihanesha, I have been caught. You know, Grahan bolte na? Surya Grahan, Chandra Grahan. Na? So eclipsed. So here he says, when we say Grahan in Sanskrit, the meaning is to be caught. So by how we say that? Because the moon has been caught by Rahu and Ketu, or the sun has been caught by Rahu and Ketu. So Grahan. So I am caught by what? Agyam. I'm caught by ignorance. So Grihanesha Mam Agnyam. So I'm such an ignorant fool. Edhi Akshidrishya. Just look at me and pull me up. Just if you look at me, I will come up. Just turn and look at me, my dear Lord. Then he says, Kuberatmaj. Oh, now he's reminding the Lord. He says, do you remember the two sons of Kubera? They were not devotees at all. They were complete materialists. They had no interest in bhakti. But what did you do for them? Kuberatmajau baddha murtyaiva yadvat. So here this is pronounced murtyaiva. Okay. Kuberatmajau baddha murtyaiva yadvat. Just like yadvat. Just like these two were bound into a form which was completely like statues, murti, two trees. Tvaya mochitau bhakti bhajau kritau cha. They were liberated by you. Tvaya mochitau. But they didn't stop there. You didn't give them just liberation. Bhakti bhajau kritau. You made them into the topmost devotees. They didn't want to become devotees. They just wanted to enjoy the world. But you not only liberated them, you gave them the topmost bhakti. You gave them your own dham. They didn't ask for it. And here I am asking you for it. Pleading, begging you for it. Tatha, in that manner, prema bhaktim swakam me prayacha me mama. Mam prayacha, please give me. That same kind of prema bhakti, please give me. Na mokshe graho me asti damodareha. Na mokshe. Moksha me, in moksha, I have no interest. Then he says, Namaste. Now this 3 lines are very important in their pronunciation. Why? The first word here is damne. Then here it is dhamne. And again, dhamne. Okay, what is the difference? Namaste stu damne. First, I bow down to the rope. We don't say Dāmodara. We say Dāmodara. So Dām. I bow down to that Dām. Namaste stu damne. Then second, I bow down to Spura Deepti Dhamne. The brilliant Dham. Which arises out of your belly. Tvadiyodarayatha. Tvadiya udara ayatha. Ayatha comes from where? Tvadiya udara, from your stomach. What comes from your stomach? Spurad, it appears. What appears? Deepti dhamne. It is a self-effulgent dham. Your self-effulgent home. So first I bow down to the rope. Then I bow down to your stomach from which the dham comes. Then Vishwasya dhamne. Then I bow down to the dham itself. Okay, so first I bow down to that rope. Then I bow down to your belly from which all these dhams come. And then I bow down to the dham. Then Namo Radhikayai Tvadiya Priyayai. Now this is where he's buttering up the Lord really nicely. Because if you don't talk about Sri Radhika, how can you please Sri Krishna? So he says, I bow down to the one who's most dear to you, Radhika. Namo Radhikayai Tvadiya Priyayai. Namo Nantalilaya Devaya Tubhyam. And lastly, my Lord, I bow down to you who does Ananta Leela. Your leelas never stop. To such a deva, deva means one who is worshipable. To such a worshipable one, I bow down again and again and again. So this is the Dāmodarāṣṭakam. It is so sweet. It is so filled with meaning and feeling. You know, the feeling is one of completely melting in bhakti for the Lord by Satyavrata Muni. So this song, we should try and make an effort to pronounce it correctly. Yeah. So the longs need to be long, the shots need to be short, and wherever the dots come, you know, make sure that our tongue goes up, wherever the dash is on top and stuff, you know, pronouncing everything nicely for the Lord. Yeah. Namokshe gaho mesti Dāmodareha. We don't want anything except let Lord Sri Dāmodara come and sit in our hearts and bless us. That's what Mataji also said, no? Let Dāmodara come and sit in our heart. Sorry, I took up, I mean, it was a small thing and I just went through the whole thing, so took up too much time. Sorry.
No, sorry, Mataji. Thank you for correcting us.
Yes, please. Yeah, it is so nice,
Very
Mataji.
nice.
It's so sweet.
Yeah, thank you for correcting us because we have been doing sometimes pronouncing all wrong words sometimes.
Yeah.
Exactly. So sorry.
Yeah. Especially the shwa was a bit, a little too cringy actually.
I'm so sorry, Mataji. I will do it better from now. So sorry.
No. It was just too funny actually. Oh, we're talking about the Lord's dog.
God.
No worries, no worries.
Anyway, the first four classes have made mistakes. At least the two classes work better.
No problem. No, all good. See, the Lord accepts, you know, when we offer it to Him with love. But then once we know, we should correct ourselves. That's all. Yeah, very nice. Okay, any other questions? Anything else? Okay. So then we'll stop here and we'll meet on Saturday. Prabhuji, Parthasarthi Prabhu, Chitra Mataji had actually said that she wanted to do the Kartik Mahatmya on
No problem.
Saturday. Do you want to do it on Sunday?
No problem. I can do it.
Okay, so I'll put you down for Sunday.
Okay.
And Chitra Mataji can do it on Saturday. So now
Okay.
our whole thing is all, our blocks all completely filled. So we're all good. Yeah. Okay. So we'll meet on Saturday. And on Saturday, we also have to come with the contradictions. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So try and think of all the contradictions in this story. And let's see who can come up with the maximum number of contradictions. Okay.
Google.
Go for it. Go for it. Okay.
Also,
But you'll have to explain it also. Just Googling it, you know, sometimes it's very misleading. Okay. Yes, Daddy?
Today also the disappearance day of Srila Prabhupada.
No, it's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow. It's tomorrow, 8th of November.
It's tomorrow, Daddy.
But it has come on 7th and being celebrated in Houston.
Yeah. US, it's probably today, but for us, it's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, Prabhupada's disappearance day. So half day fasting tomorrow. Okay. Bahu dhanyawadaha.
Thank you so much, everyone. Bahu dhanyawad. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.